Yo, what's up YouTube? It's me, your boy DragonMaster55, aka Keon, coming at you with another video. Today's video, I decided I wanted to do some long form content, so today we're gonna be doing some gardening, dude. So I'll kind of show you, I'll explain and show you guys kind of like what I'm doing throughout the entire process. For context, today we are gonna be transplanting a Scilla plant from the ground, and we're gonna be transplanting it into a pot, which I think is like pretty cool. And I'll show you some of the plants that I've already transplanted and some of the plants that I've grown. For example, I ended up buying some morning glories. There's still some seeds in here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I got some seeds in here. And I planted that pretty much. I pretty much planted the morning glories in this pot right here. I already like germinated them for a couple days, planted them in some soil, and I'll tell you guys what kind of soil like I used too. But yeah, we're growing some morning glories currently at the moment, because it's like I think we're like a month early for morning glories, so that's gonna be pretty sick when they start sprouting, when they start growing and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and you guys will hear me like talk about some more of the plants and stuff like that as we continue on with the video and stuff like that. So here's the first plant that I transplanted. This is a Scilla plant. It's pretty cool. They have bulbs, so they're pretty sturdy. The seeds, I believe they're annuals, and the seeds drop from the pods. They kind of like replant themselves too. There's I transplanted this from my yard because it was like just growing wild, and I kind of wanted to I don't know, I just wanted to have it like in a pot, right? Grow some more, just for my own personal like enjoyment, I guess, because I really love like flowers and stuff like that. But later on in this video, you're gonna see me going through the process of trying to transplant like the other one that hasn't grown flowers yet. The second plant that I transplanted is this. I believe these are chives. They're definitely yeah, I believe these are chives, 100%. I transplanted this from the garden, whatever I have of the garden, and I put it into a pot because I wanted to see how big I can grow these and see how good I can make the quality and stuff like that of the chives and stuff like that. But together, it's actually super sick. Besides the Scilla and the chives, I also have a Vix plant growing. If you guys haven't seen the full video of when my friend ended up making the terrarium, definitely check that out. It's on my channel. I have shorts about it too. But yeah, we have a Vix plant, and we're just kind of letting it grow as well. We already potted it. This was a clipping, and it already propagated, so it has roots growing and stuff like that, which I think is actually pretty awesome. So I'll keep you guys updated on that, but this is also another plant that we're going to be working with. I got a pot here. It's really nice. I'm going to fill it up with soil. I'll show you guys the soil, and then I'll show you guys where the other Scilla plant is, and we're going to transplant that from the ground into this pot, and we're just going to beef it up and take very good care of it, because I really love these flowers, and I really want my whole goal is to get more pollinators here, because I see a lot of carpenter bees around, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I want to make a little bit better ecosystem for the animals and plants that are already kind of living here. I feel if I don't transplant this other Scilla plant, I feel it's just gonna go to waste a little bit, because obviously it's doing its own thing in the ground. But I really want to see how big and how fruitful I can make it. Even though the only thing fulfilling is just getting flowers and stuff like that, because it's like a bulb. It's like a bulbous plant. It doesn't bear fruit, I guess, in quote unquote, because the seeds are technically kind of like fruit. But yeah, I'm just really excited. So I'll just show you guys the process. So I'm coming over here. This is the potting mix that I have. It's called Ultra Grow Potting Soil Mix by Pennington. So we're just kind of gonna fill this with a decent amount, and just get it ready for the transplant. I'm outside currently. I got my little shovel. I got, you know, my pot. And look here, here's the other Scilla plant right here. It's really close, right? Cause like right now I'm like just like parking around, right? This is normally, the space around here is normally used for parking. And this is another reason why I wanted to transplant it, because like it's a really nice flower, as you can see from the other clip before, and I don't want this to get damaged or ruined anyway, because I don't want like a car accidentally coming in and just like crushing it, you know, because it's parking. You see how close this car is, like it's pretty close. So pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this shovel, right, get it without hurting the roots, and we're gonna transplant that into that, which is actually gonna be pretty sick. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna start. So I've only transplanted plants a couple times, mostly like cannabis and stuff like that. But one thing that we have to remember is when you transplant a plant, it doesn't matter if it's like in a pot or in the ground, you gotta be extra careful. Scillas have like bulbs for their roots and stuff like that, so they're a little bit more resilient. It still doesn't mean that you can be like super rough with them, because you know, a plant's still a plant, it can still get damaged. So whenever you transplant a plant, they will go into shock. 100% will go into shock, because it's just like, you know, moving it from its home, you know, you're uprooting it a little bit, you know, cleaning it up, you know, water, stuff like that, and just kind of hoping that it can propagate in the new pot. I feel like by doing this, we're gonna get some pretty good Scillas, 100%. So we're just gonna start actually a little bit. So you kind of have to be careful a little bit. So what I'm pretty much doing is, I don't want to damage it in any way. So I'm digging around it a little bit. Hopefully I can get towards the bulb that it has. Normally I just kind of like use my hands. This is the first time using like a little shovel. So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of don't know what I'm doing. But at the same time, like, it's gonna be so worth it at the end when it starts propagating and once we transplant it. Seems like it's in there pretty good. Gotta like be careful a little bit. This thing is super deep in there. And technically I could be a little rougher. Like I said, you know, bulbous plants, they're really good, healthy plants. You know, like other bulbous plants like tulips, stuff like that, they're very resilient. They're like tanks, you know? But that still doesn't mean that they can survive that well, in my opinion. Gotta get my hands dirty a little bit. So as you can see, like, we're starting to see the bulb right now, and I'll show you guys like a first-person view as well, to kind of show you what I'm talking about. It's just right now, because I'm so close to the roots, I don't feel comfortable using the shovel, because I'm still trying to like make sure that the roots are like intact for the most part. This is important for propagating, because I feel like any plant can pretty much like propagate, get new roots, as long as you have, you know, good soil and like the right conditions. what you get. A fresh Scilla plant. It's going into a little shock. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the video here real quick, clean the roots, and then we'll get into the transplant. Okay, so I'm right here, you know, on my little workstation, you know, on the porch. This is what it looks like after cleaned. As you can see, bulbs, roots. You gotta make sure everything's for the most part intact. You don't want this damaged at all. But this is a really nice, like, this is a really nice plant. It's actually really nice. And I'm really happy I'm gonna be transplanting it. I'm gonna give it like a lot of love and care. So pretty much right now, it's technically going into shock, so we have to transplant it pretty quickly. So I got my soil, and pretty much all you gotta do to transplant it, take 2 fingers, and because this is a pretty big plant, I think I'm gonna do it a little bit deeper. Pretty much go about like halfway down, or probably like full all the way. Right, make like a little pocket. And I'll show you guys what I mean in first person. Woo! So, got the hole right there. You know, it's about finger deep because this is a pretty big plant. You're gonna take the plant and just drop it in there. It's a little wobbly, but that's because I need to cover it with soil. But this is still not enough soil. You can still see that a lot of the roots, or a lot of the stalk, is still exposed, so we definitely need more soil. Got the soil from the potting mix, so we're just gonna kind of like cover it around a little bit. So just kind of pack it down a little bit. We could probably, to be honest, we could probably get more soil to be fair. So I would do that right now. Got a little bit more soil. I'm gonna sprinkle it on until I get pretty much like to here. I want to make sure that like a good portion of the root is like covered. Oh yo, we got a little friend. We got a little carpenter bee. I'll show you guys that in a second. So we're just gonna push it a little bit. Probably filling it a little too much with soil, but I want to make sure that, you know, everything is like nice and healthy. Gonna get rid of some of the soil just all over the workbench. And boom, you have a potted Scilla plant, a transplanted one. So we're just gonna take some water. I normally like to keep things in water bottles or spray bottles. I like to prefer, you know, the one with like the nipple tips, because like with it you can control a little bit more water. You know, it's not going all over the place. Gonna give it some water. Boom, and it's done. So my rule of thumb is whenever you see the soil if you ever see the soil dry, like you obviously have to maintain and check, you know, if you touch it and if it feels dry, like super dry, definitely add more water, but you gotta add water in moderation because plants can drown. You don't wanna drown your plant. But yeah, that's pretty much, I just let it here, let it propagate a little bit, get some good root growth in, and then after that, it's just gonna do its own thing and it's gonna like blossom and bloom within the next couple months if it can, and hopefully it can end up looking like this one. So I got one that hasn't had flowers yet, and this one's gonna be pretty big, and then I got one with flowers, so that's super sick. But yeah, now we got a little garden going. That's pretty much how you transplant a plant. I've done this multiple times, mostly with cannabis, because I remember back when I was in Massachusetts, I was growing a lot of cannabis, so I have experience from that. But this is my first time like transplanting like a normal flower, something that's not like consumable, you know. And it's pretty good so far. As you saw from the chives and the other Scilla plant, it's really good. Like they're growing pretty well, and they're growing pretty beefy. All I have is just that potting mix. I haven't added anything else like other not other chemicals, but like I haven't added like any other nutrients. And just the potting mix alone with water is actually pretty good, because normally when a plant goes into shock, right, they could possibly die, leaves can get yellow, so sometimes you have to like help it a little bit. But these are some pretty strong, resilient plants, which it's kind of weird because for me, cannabis is really temperamental. You know, got a pH water. You got to make sure that it's at a specific temperature. You got to make sure that it's like surviving, right? Because it's very I consider it like a very pissy plant, you know. If a plant has an attitude, it'd be cannabis. But yeah, but it's pretty sick. I really love flowers, and I'm hoping that this year we can get some really nice like gardening content going, and we can have like a pretty good like garden going. The reason why I chose the Scilla plants, not only are they like really nice to look at, but they're purple, and I know some insects can see ultraviolets, you know, butterflies, definitely bees. And I'm hoping for more pollinators, because more pollinators means more, you know, more plant life. It helps with, you know, the ecosystem a little bit, because, you know, pollinators are coming, you know, then predatory insects will come in too, and it would create like a pretty cool ecosystem. And also, they're really nice to look at. I really like it. But that's pretty much all I really got to say for this video. If you guys made it this far, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to see me like transplant a plant. Hopefully, as the days come by and we get a little bit bigger on YouTube, I'm hoping that whatever money I get from the channel, stuff like that, I can reinvest it into like doing cooler stuff. Like I definitely want to do some really big grows, not just cannabis, but I want to do like vegetables and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I hope you guys are there with me for that journey, but it's gonna be pretty sick. For now, the video is getting kind of long, so I think I'm gonna start ending it here. If you guys definitely like the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down and let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you guys garden? Like, what's your favorite flower? Like, I really want to know what you guys think about like gardening and stuff like that. For me, it's a really good pastime, and surprisingly, I have a green thumb. I didn't think I would have a green thumb, but you know, I do, so I'm taking full advantage of it, you know? Like, it's awesome. Other than that, if you guys want to see more content like this, I do have some other gardening videos. They're not like super crazy. I think this is the best one so far. But I do have a lot of other variety of content on my channel, so if you guys want to check that out, you know, taste test reviews, OSTs, documentaries, whatever you want to call it, I have, you know, the whole shebang. So definitely check that out. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 2K, so that's gonna be pretty cool. We're growing at a pretty fast pace, surprisingly. And yeah, also, before I forget too, make sure to hit that bell icon for more notifications, because I post pretty regularly. But other than that, thank you guys for, you know, spending some of your minutes of your day, you know, with me and helping me transplant a plant. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. This is me, your boy Dragon Masters 525, aka Keon, signing out, dude. Woo!